Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video here on Herzography. Shooting RAW versus JPEG. Why does it matter? When you unbox a new camera, it's almost always set to JPEG by default. Now that's fine for many photographers, but it raises an important question. Why change it? Well, let's take a look at that. The choice between shooting RAW or JPEG isn't about right or wrong. It's about understanding your needs, your workflow, and what kind of flexibility you want with your images. So, when to use JPEG versus RAW? JPEG is best when you need files ready immediately. Sports and news photographers often shoot JPEG so they can send those images quickly without time-consuming editing. RAW is ideal when you can process your photos later, giving you complete control over color, tone, and detail. So let's take a look at the film analogy. Transparencies versus negatives. One of the easiest way to understand RAW versus JPEG is to compare to the days of film photography. A JPEG is like a transparency, otherwise known as slide film. Slide film was designed as a finished product, high contrast, vibrant colors, and ready to project, but it left no margin for error. If the highlights, and I hope you can see that here. If the highlights were overexposed, that part of the film was literally clear, meaning no information to recover. JPEG works the same way. It looks polished straight out of the camera, but it is unforgiving. Blown out highlights and crushed shadows are gone for good. So RAW equals negative film. Now, negative film was designed to be printed, not projected. It's low contrast, has that flat look, meant to capture a wide range of tones, both highlights and shadows. This gave photographers great latitude when printing or scanning. RAW files work the same way. They look dull at first, but they contain a massive amount of information, making them highly editable and forgiving. Now let's look at the technical difficulties. JPEG is a compressed format, always discards data to reduce file size. Compression can cause loss of detail, artifacts, which are like blocky or fuzzy areas, blurring, color shifts, poor print results, especially at large sizes. JPEGs are 8-bit depth, which means they hold about 256 shades of gray. Now, RAW files are uncompressed or minimally compressed, depending upon your camera setting, which retains all of the original sensor data. They have greater tonal range, and they're often 12 to 14-bit, meaning that they can hold up to 16,384 shades of gray. So the editing advantages here are that you have total flexibility. You have smoother gradients when converting to black and white. Highlight and shadow recovery are possible because more detail can be pulled back in those bright or dark areas. This also prevents banding, which avoids those ugly step-like tonal transitions. Non-destructive editing using RAW files, meaning you are never permanently changing the RAW file. Edits are just instructions layered on top of that file. Now, so what are the printing considerations? JPEGs can be printed, but with some caveats. Heavy compression reduces sharpness and can cause visible issues in large prints. Color shifts may become more noticeable in print. Best results come from high quality JPEGs with minimal compression, but for critical projects, lossless formats like TIFF or PSD are safer. So what are your best practices? For me, use RAW for anything that you plan to edit or print. If shooting JPEG, always choose the highest quality settings. Avoid opening and resaving JPEGs multiple times, since each time you save adds more compression. Confirm your printer's file format requirements for best results. Now, your camera options. You can set your camera to capture both JPEG and RAW at the same time, possibly to the same card, to different cards. I used to shoot both JPEG and RAW to both cards at the same time, but I found that I didn't use the JPEGs. So for landscape imaging, I decided only to capture RAW, and I capture these RAW files to both cards at the same time so that I'll have backup. There are many options for what kinds of methods you can write to each card depending upon your camera's features. So what is the bottom line? If you need speed and convenience, shoot JPEG. If you want maximum quality, flexibility, and control, then shoot RAW. Think of JPEG as the quick snapshot you can share instantly, maybe on social media or to someone else to their phone. And RAW as the digital negative that preserves every detail when you want to create your best possible image. I hope this has cleared things up for you on the difference between JPEG and RAW. And if you have any questions, just leave me a note below. I hope you'll give it a like and subscribe for more videos coming up real soon. Thanks again for joining me, and bye for now.